Hi, thanks for clicking in. My name is Gene Willis, and I own 38 acres of land on the backside of Boston Hill Road that have water and sewer mains to the property. I've applied for a grant through the Community Preservation Act this year for the town to acquire the land. The property is also listed for sale with Lillian Montalto Signature Properties in Andover. I've created this website to communicate with town residents, share information about the process, and get feedback from you. On October 14th, 2021, I appeared before the Community Preservation Committee for an informational meeting about the town acquiring these parcels. Please click on the video link on this or the town website for that meeting to get the specific background for this proposal. Excuse me. It's in the North Andover CAM library and contains much preliminary information. It's the first 10 minutes of the October 14th, 2021 meeting. I'll be in front of the committee again in March of 2022 to present this application for funding. If you sign up for the mailing list on this website, I will let you know the date for that meeting. There is a link to the grant application on this website, and a copy is available at Town Hall for review. The Community Preservation Committee is considering worthwhile projects for funding this fiscal year. Although they are all beneficial, they are not all necessarily time sensitive. When this land is sold, there will be no more opportunities to acquire it. The future owner will be an Avalon Bay Properties or some similarly large corporation. The property has been reviewed by two separate engineering firms, and both have agreed that under North Andover zoning, a potential 192 units could be constructed on the site. In less than 10 years' time, 4 projects have either produced or are producing 694 rental units in town. The current Royal Crest Estates site is also being considered for a major redevelopment project. If a private owner takes title to this property, he will necessarily move forward to put the property to use. If the town purchases this property, it will forever be protected and remain in its natural state. It can also be used for recreational purposes, both passive and active, which can be financed with subsequent CPA grants if the town so desires. When the Community Preservation Act was passed at vote by town meeting, its purpose was to preserve the rural nature of the community by acquiring open spaces for passive recreational use only. In subsequent years, the allowable uses were expanded to include historic preservation, affordable housing, and active recreation such as construction and renovation of playgrounds. These expanded uses are worthwhile projects. I suggest that, although worthwhile, they have a limited useful life. Delaying these projects for a year or two will not preclude their being done in the near future. Choosing not to fund the acquisition of this land off of Style Street will not necessarily be the case. Land does not have a useful life, and acquiring it lasts forever. It is possible that this opportunity will not be available next year or ever again. This property meets the eligibility criteria for open space acquisition for every parameter listed under the Act's guidelines except those that deal with ocean landscapes. Funding this grant is more in keeping with the Act's original intent as adopted at town meeting. I'm asking the committee to keep this in their mind when they are choosing which applications to recommend to town meeting in May. The property was appraised in 2015 and again in 2019. See the links to the appraisals on the website. And I'm awaiting a new appraisal for 2022, but it's been delayed due to COVID. There are 3 parcels offered in my 2022 application, which includes Lot 137. This lot contains 6.25 acres and was not included in my offering to the town in 2015. This lot/acreage was not included in the valuations of the 2015 or 2019 appraisals. The highest and best use valuation of the properties without Lot 137 in 2019 was $4.416 million. My grant application is requesting $4.4 million over 4 years with no interest. CPA projects are funded by tax revenues already collected by the town. Last fiscal year, the town collected over $2.5 million and was reimbursed almost $590,000 by the state. See the link to the town accountant email on this website. The Amazon project and the 2 multi-unit residential complexes on High Street and Sutton Street were not included in the tax revenue that contributed to these CPA funds. CPA projects will not increase your tax bill. They do not require an increase in tax authorization or a tax override. I know that this is a large expenditure, but I suggest that removing 38 acres of potentially developable property is worth the expenditure. The cost is less than 2 years of CPA funds. To me, the question is a matter of choice. Does the town want to acquire this property and assure it into posterity, or allow it to go into private development? What choice will you, or your children, or your grandchildren prefer? Will they be happy that the town deferred the building of a playground or other such project for a few years and acquired this property instead? Or will they regret losing the opportunity to protect this land with its potential uses in perpetuity? I intend to maintain and update this website through the Community Preservation Act application process. Please keep in touch if you're interested, and thank you for your time.